Welcome along. You just want the kind of space of your mat. There's going to be a little bit of kneeling this evening, so if you want something soft under your knees, that's fine. It doesn't have to be fancy, it can be pillows, cushions off the couch. Anything really that you have to hand is absolutely fine. There is going to be a little bit of balancing this evening, so if you want to hold on, I'm lucky, I can hold on to the ceiling, then just make sure you've got a chair or something there to hold on to, or you just put your foot down on the floor. Really, it's not the end of the world if you can't stay balanced, and there's loads of reasons why that might be. Lockdown, my balance has got a lot worse over the last 2 months, so it could go either way. So just give your feet a little shake out, and that's the first balance, so you don't even realise that you're just moving from side to side. Good, and then take a nice deep bend of your knees. So you want your feet to be nice and wide. See if you can just feel a little something happening in the middle of the body, and then your arms just reach up. You might want to take a look up, and then as you breathe out, depending on your back, you might just want to drape down with a nice soft curve in the back. If your back is a little bit sticky, then this halfway option here with hands on thighs is quite nice. And the same thing applies on the way up. Push your feet down. Draw yourself all the way up. Roll your shoulders back. Take your right arm and scoop it towards the left hand side. Good. Back to the middle. Arms reach up. And then draping back down again. And you don't have to think too much about fixing your feet. Pushing the floor away, rolling up again. The shoulders kind of gently roll back, and this time your left arm just takes a scoop towards the right. So you want to feel a nice stretch, a little bit of a weight change. Back through the middle, we're going to add on this time, arms come up. And then nice and easy down, forward fold-ish. I always teach this now with a nice deep bend in the knees. This is a good option. See how you feel. Pushing the floor down and rolling up. Take your left arm, scooping it towards the right hand side. And then this time, as you scoop back, take a step out with the left hand and the right arm comes over. So you might want to be a little lower, you might want to be a little higher. See how you feel. And then you circle through the middle, step the feet back in, up we come. Rolling down. Gently pushing the floor away, up you come. Good. Right arm takes a scoop over to the left. And as you come back, take a step out with the right foot and the left arm comes over. A nice easy flow. And again, you might feel like you're tipping back or forward. That's normal. Coming back to the centre, feet step in. And see if you can find a little bit of timing. Down we come. Rolling up, left arm takes that scoop to the right, and as you bring it back, you step the left foot out and lean over and find a bit of a side stretch. Nice and relaxed, nothing formal really in the legs. Step through the centre. Now if you want a back bend, all you really have to do is look up. Coming back down, so remember, this is a great option, or a little bit lower if you want to stretch more for the lower back. Up you come, pushing the floor away, taking the left arm. See how that right foot just kind of naturally wanted to move? And then stepping out, seems like we're doing the same side. We'll do the other side again. Back through the middle, up you come. And then lowering down, nice and easy. So you're taking a stretch of the back body here. Rolling up. Good. See if you can take the right arm over to the left this time. And then as you pull it back, stepping out and taking that side bend. Coming back in. One more time. Think right, think right. Lowering down. And then up. And we're going to come to these back bending movements. So taking that right arm over to the left. So I like to kind of look down and draw a little bit in here. And as you come to the centre, stepping out and taking that lean to the side. Good. Back through the middle. Now you're going to use your mat long ways, so you might want to turn it Go turn yourself, arms up. Told you my balance was off. And then you're going to come down, bend your knees. Fingertips to the floor. And then you're going to step both feet back. 1, 2, knees come down. Have a little arch here for the spine. So your hands can be pretty wide. You can be on your fingertips. Maybe need to be on forearms, fists. What suits your wrists? And then you're just going to gently stretch in the opposite direction. And just be careful not to completely arch into the back. A little bit of tension, a little bit of lifting up here. And then arching again. Feet, doesn't really matter if they're flat or not. And you may want to draw up, up, up. You can have a little move here, you're not stuck. And then forwards again. Chest kind of lifting. Now you can play around with kind of lifting the head. Tiny movement can have quite a large impact. And then arching up. And then come through the middle. So you may want to come onto your forearms if your wrists feel sore. You're just going to arch the back up again into this cow stretch and lift the right leg behind you. So think about leading with the heel. And then as you come into the cat stretch, you pull the knee in. And then again. Now you just time your breath with what feels most natural for you. In. How are your hips feeling here? How is your back feeling here? In. Right leg up. Nice and steady. Pushing down with the hands. Now this time as you come in, see if you can flip that right foot forwards. Now it's going to be variety for you all. So it doesn't have to be straightforward. It really just depends on lots of factors. So you can wiggle it out. You can wiggle it back in again. You can be up a little bit higher. Move your feet apart if you're feeling really wobbly here. So you're just going to lift up. See if you can feel the stretch in the back thigh. Hands can come towards the chest. See how you're feeling? I see I have the microphone from before. Good. Now you're going to twist towards this front leg, right leg, and let the arms unfold a little. And then in again. And then you're going to twist away from that right leg. See how you feel. Now remember, you can prop up this left knee. If lunging doesn't feel good, center. You can always as well come up a little bit higher. If you don't want to kneel, that's totally fine. Coming in and open the other way. Good. Coming in one more time, a little bit of a rotation. So I like to just kind of open up from the center of the chest and unfurl the arms as far as they'll go. You do not have to crank yourself into straight lines. Center, and then the other way. Good, and then you might want to lean forward. Right elbow onto right thigh, or right hand onto right thigh. And just scoop the left arm up and over. And it should give you a decent stretch of the left side of your back. Hands come onto the floor. Knees come back. Arching up, child's pose, camel stretch. You might want to, it's not even camel. Oh, cow pose. We'll get there. Cat stretch. Cow pose next. Any more? Any advance? Arching up. And down. That's what happens when you've only seen humans on a computer screen. Maybe that little lift of the chin. Arching up again. And forward. Good. And then we can add that left leg this time. So as you arch, kick up, and you really want to try and find over time that the butt does much of the lifting. Knee in, kicking back. Good. And then you see how the movements of the spine help with the movements at the hip and of the leg. Forward. Up and back. Now this last time, forward. And see if you can flip that foot forward. And a lot of that's about proportions rather than core strength. It's always given as a core exercise. You can be up higher. You can be down lower. Remember, you have the freedom to move that left leg around, right leg around. Some form of a lunge here. Now we can come up, and if you feel like the feet are not the right distance apart, move them. And it's, again, just finding a little bit of balance. Now we're going to twist towards the left hand side. So we twist and unfurl the arms. Good. And when we do it that way, back to the centre, and then twist away from this leg here, we find a nice bit of work in the upper back. Shoulders are not being yanked coming in. So we have a gliding joint in the shoulder. Twist. That can be irritated. Forward. If you want a back bend, then you just look up slightly. It's kind of like your cow stretch. And then twist. So just having the opportunity to go 2 or 3 times into each posture. Good. And it's going to be downward facing dog next. Twist. Good. And then down. I don't know who I'm saying good to. You guys. You are good, I'm sure. So you're going to lift that back leg. Step both feet back. And again, this wider distance between the hands is reasonable. And I always teach this now with bending opposite knee. So see if you can bring the hand and just touch the knee. And this is really an excellent core engagement exercise all the way around, not just your abdominal muscles. Building strength, and downward dog is a really excellent upper body exercise. Don't worry about the stretch for the back of the legs. If you want one, you can have it. It's up to you. And then from here, plank. So you kind of lunge forwards. You may want to be on your knees. You may need to shift your knees in a little. See how you feel, maybe one long leg, maybe both. And you can play around with body weight forward and back. And you're just going to slowly lower down towards the floor. And rest yourself. Maybe the hands come onto the head. 2 fists. Maybe a little wave of your hips side to side. See how you feel. And we're going to take locust pose. So your hands glide down either side of your body. And my shoulders really like palms up here. Yours might like in or down. That feels horrible for my shoulders. So see how you feel. And you're just going to gently try and twist your palms. Look at the ceiling. So we did this on Thursday. Hot cups of tea. Teacup and saucer. And you need to keep the tea in the cup. So as you come forward, hands come back towards the upper body. And see if you can bring them over the head. And you'll notice there's this spiral here. Keep the tea. Good. Back. Again, now you can do this with the head on the floor. You can just bring your arms for a bit of a breather. Or we try a couple of times. Forward and back. Now if you need an option, because you cannot lie on your front, one arm here and then back. That's lovely for the back. And then you just switch sides, same thing. And if you want a little more challenge, here in Salabalasana Locust, you might want to lift your feet up off the floor. Listen to what your lower back tells you. Is it pinching? Hopefully not. If it is, feet down. If it still is, come to that kneeling option. Forward. Who has still got tea left in the teacups? Not I. Good. Forwards. Well done. Hands come down. Just mind your shoulders. Give them a little shake. Toes come down. Options. If you find it challenging to lift up into plank from here, if we're peeling up into the lower back like this, keep your knees down and push the body weight back, and that will encourage your abdominals and upper body to take the strength. If we're going to go for it, we'll see what happens. Up into that plank position. Bending your knees. And that little stroll through your downward facing dog. And the hands are just going to walk back towards the toes. And you're going to come up to standing. I'm just being mindful of the room I have. Take a little step forward. And you're going to lift the right knee up. Simple as that. Good. And then you're going to kick the right leg back a little. Right leg comes forward. So there's a little bit of hinging from hips. Here, your abs, your hip have got to pull the leg up. And then again, you've got to find that sweet spot. So it's kind of like that cow stretch. And then this time as you come forward, maybe hands come onto the shin. Remember, it's not the end of the world if the toes touch the floor. And back again. Good. Forwards. Now this time, you're going to take that right leg. Your left leg will be shouting at you already. See if you can cross it around. Maybe here, maybe lower. Again, it can touch the floor. And then a nice simple option with the hands together here. Maybe a little squeeze of the elbows to bring a stretch into the back. Good, knee lifts. And then as you lunge forward this time, hands come down and the feet step back. And make no mistake, getting up and down from the floor, pretty challenging. But we're here for a little minute, so see how you feel. And again, just allowing the confidence to build in the abs, that you can lift one hand and then the other from the floor. And then into that plank position. So I kind of think about coiling like a spring, and then you have to find the right distance for shoulders, hands, and then lowering down to the floor. Good. Feet can lift. Little kick through the legs this time. So you want to feel as much of the back of the legs as you can. Butt, hamstrings, calves, feet. Good. And then you might want to bring your right arm forward, left arm back. And this time you might want to make a wider circle. How do your shoulders feel? I have a bed in the way. And then you kind of loose the legs and the arms. Whoa. See if you can squeeze those glutes. Just a little switch. And a little switch. And a little switch. And then your hands come down. Your feet come down. So it's this really instinctive, natural position of the arms here. Pushing up however you feel is right for you. And then that little wander through downward dog. Now if you find it helpful, you may want to draw in through the abdominal muscles. We want to try and get to the point where the body starts to do some of that stuff on its own. Hands walk in, rolling up, taking that little wander forward to give yourself some space. Lifting the left knee, kicking it back. So lead with the heel, try and keep the hips square-ish so you just feel the butt muscle, back of the leg. Forward, maybe here, and back. So maybe this is enough. Maybe you want a little more. Up to you. And then in, forward, and then back. And then this time, forward, and you're going to loop that leg around to that appropriate spot for you. It's going to be different for all of us. Good. Hands can come in and see what happens. You might want to sit down a little. You need to lift up a little. Eagle pose, Garujasana. And then up. And then just try and bend that right leg. Find a little lunge here. Knees come onto the floor. Knees a little bit wider maybe than the width of the body. And sitting the hips back. Now your shoulders may want this, hands in, or here, or forward, or back. Some of you might want to put something underneath the tops of your feet. And I know I give loads of options, but it's because we're all so different. Our bodies are very different. And it's not any detriment to you if certain postures just don't feel right, or if you feel like your body's not going to make that shape. You may want to take a little wander of the hands towards me, back through the middle, and to the other side. Back through the middle. And then again, up onto hands and knees. Just stretch your left leg back and push through the toes, and just a little press to the heel to give the calves a little bit of a rest after that eagle pose. And this here is kind of the same foot and ankle position but when you've bent the knee, it's a different tension on the lower leg. And you're just going to kick that left leg up here and bring it over to the right hand side so that the leg lifts. And you just press here. And you may want to come down onto the right forearm. That doesn't feel right for your back. Then keep it here. You can even cross lower down. And we're going to take that stretch again on the floor. See how you feel with this one. And then back down. And this time right leg takes a stretch back. We nearly got there. Oh no, I forgot about the first try. Lefts and rights. Normally what I would do is look at some of you guys in the class and see what leg you are actually on. And then you can kick that right leg up and bring the heel over to the left maybe. Maybe you come down. Maybe that doesn't feel right. That's totally fine. You can cross it lower down. Or not even crossed, almost crossed, is fine. What do you need? What just feels right? Good. Foot comes down, and you're going to lie down onto your front. Kick up that left leg again. So this is the tricky one. We're going to tie ourselves in a little bit of a pretzel. I like to start this one with the hands under the forehead, elbows wide. So you're going to take this left leg and roll it across the back of the body over to the right hand side. So you're just going to end up lying on your side. Maybe the foot comes down. Try not to crank the knee all the way up. Maybe you want to bring the toes a little closer to the foot or even on the leg. That's absolutely fine. Little shaky thigh thing going on here after the balance. I just quite like this for a nice quad stretch, hip flexor stretch. A little bit of stretch in the waist. Some of you may be feeling the shoulder. Remember, you can always bend your elbow. And then releasing, so you roll onto the front, feet back down, and you're just going to do similar here. So I just start here, and it just gives you room to move the shoulders around. Kick up that right leg, and roll it over to the left. And just be open to different sensation on this side. And again, we're just looking for maybe like a broad stretch. And if you feel it's all on the outside of the hip, lower the knee down. If you want to, you can bend or bring it a little further back behind. Keeping the neck happy here as well. And this one's sometimes called like cat pulling its tail. Good. Rolling onto the front of the body again. Pushing, lower away. And then you're just going to slide your feet forward. You're going to lie on your back. Gently. You can use your hands to hug the knees in. Half an hour was really fast. You don't even have to hold on. I always say hold on, and then I never do it myself. You just want a little ease out for your back. Feet come onto the floor. Hands either side of the body, pushing down. You can lift up into a bridge position. Now you can have your hands on your hips. Remember that your feet are easily allowed to walk wide. It's quite old-fashioned to teach it like straight, poker straight, and it can pull a lot of tension on the knees. Lowering the hips down. Holding. Right leg, slide the left leg out a little more, and if it pulls on your lower back, slide it part of the way back in again. Maybe you hold over the shin, maybe you want to lengthen here. What we don't want is this sensation in the back of the knee, here, sometimes here, or on the toes. Doesn't really matter how much you can stretch, as long as you feel good. This maybe feels like a good option for you, that's totally fine. Bringing right foot down, sliding left foot in, holding maybe back of the thigh, and then just playing around, bringing that right side in. Maybe shin feels good for you, or up. Feels alright on that side for me. But again, if it's just concentrated right near an end, you can't really hold the stretch without holding with your arms. consider another option. Bending the knee, sliding that right leg back in, and again, easing out any tension with a little roll side to side. That can be with your feet on the floor as well. This is quite nice, just a little swish. Whatever feels good for you. And we're just going to finish with a few minutes of relaxation. So the first option I always give is here, constructive rest. With your knees bent, your feet on the floor. You may want to put your socks on or a warmer layer. And the arms just somewhere below your shoulder height. Some of you may want the legs walked all the way out. Some of you might want to sit or lie on your side. That's fine. I'm going to be here, constructive rest. And you're just going to tune in to some of the sounds from around your room. And it's probably never going to be silent, so you might as well use what's there. You're just going to see if you can bring your attention back to the sound whenever the mind wanders away, and it will wander away. Just become aware of the parts of your body that are meeting the floor or the chair. Whatever surface it is that you're resting on. Just being aware of the sound and of that sense of yourself resting here. And you might find the rise and fall of your breath comfortable. And you might not, that's fine. Tune into those sensations that you find, that you can concentrate on. Sound, sense of touch, your body resting. Maybe your breath. Just have a little think about the muscles in the face. Can you relax them? Lower jaw, neck, shoulders, front and back. Arms just nice and released. How do your fingers feel? Warm, cool? Maybe a little bit of both. Sometimes might be aware of our pulse or a little tingle in the fingers. Belly, let it soften. Just allowing the muscles around the hips to relax. Thighs, front and back. Knees, lower legs, finally the feet. Just be aware of any areas of your body that are still holding on, and don't try and change it, just be aware. Tuning back into that sound, that sense of touch, maybe the rise and fall of your breath. And just be aware of yourself resting in your room. And you might just want to take a deeper breath in as you start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Your arms and your legs, a little more movement. I like a little nudge in my head side to side, but see how it feels for you. And then you might just want to start gently walking those feet back in. You can always hug the knees into the chest. You don't have to, it's all optional. And then wherever it is that you are, just take a roll, gentle roll from side to side, waking up the back. And then whenever you feel ready, just come back up to sitting. So you might want to roll forward or roll to your side. You do not have to sit cross legs. See how you feel. Usually just finish with a breath in, looking up, and a breath out. Hands to your own heart or to the floor. Namaste. Thank you all so much for coming along. And